Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and my review of Joker. Now usually comic book movies aren't my thing to cover here on the channel. I am more into the dark side of cinema with horrors, sci-fi and the occasional thriller, but Joker is about as dark as it gets when it comes to comic book adaptations, even by DC's standards. So I thought I would review it for you all, as some of you may well be interested in this one. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Joker was directed by Todd Phillips, who co-wrote the screenplay with Scott Silver and stars Joaquin Phoenix, Zazie Beetz, Robert De Niro, Frances Conroy and Brett Cullen. The film is set in Gotham 1981 and follows Arthur Fleck, a struggling stand-up comedian who must make ends meet by having a job as a clown. He lives and takes care of his elderly mother, Penny, who Arthur says has always told him his purpose in life is to bring laughter and joy to the world. On top of all of this, Arthur suffers from mental illness in a society that totally disregards him. We then follow him on his transformation from crappy comic to nihilistic criminal. First of all, I just have to say that Joker is a breath of fresh air. It really is. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy comic book movies, but for me they have become a bit stagnant. Joker changes that. Joker feels much more in line with a film like Drive. Joker is a character study on how a person can slowly twist and contort into a monster. It is not a big action-filled, mindless popcorn flick. It makes you think and gives you a deep insight into the character. Now that may sound great for some people, but then shit for others. It's really down to personal preference and taste, but for me personally, I loved it. And we can't really go any further in this review without mentioning Joaquin Phoenix's performance. This man deserves an Oscar nomination for his performance here. He really does. There was so much emotional depth and physicality to this role, and he smashes it out of the park in every department. You can tell from witnessing it on screen that this is a dedicated performance from someone living, breathing, sweating and bleeding the character. I really couldn't take my eyes off of the screen as he slowly transformed into the Joker in front of me. Everything from his laugh and his movements was just phenomenal. He will have you cringing, smiling and just wide-eyed at several moments throughout the film's runtime, and he does so with a ferocity I have not seen on screen all year. I loved all the little ways he moved and how he danced, and I particularly liked how he ran. He does a lot of running in the film, and there is just something funny about his run. It's goofy, but it fits the character and the world perfectly. There wasn't one part of his performance that wasn't top class. As for the other characters in the film, they are all delivered with very good performances as well. I really liked De Niro in his Jimmy Kimmel-like character and how he factored into the story. He made for one of the film's best moments for me. Brett Cullen was also very good as a hard-ass Thomas Wayne, and then along with this, Frances Conroy and Zazie Beetz put in really strong performances too. Nobody was off or felt out of place in here at all. But they were all just side characters. The film never lost its focus on Arthur and his descent into becoming the Joker. To me, this is one of the biggest positives of the film. It didn't get caught up in any silly subplots or start going into any other characters too much. It gave the audience who they paid to see, and it worked. Another aspect of the film I want to touch on is pacing and how well it is done here. The film knew when to give you out of the blue shocking moments and when to let them simmer and build up. For me personally, it never slowed too much or went so fast that I couldn't keep up. It trotted along nicely and consistently, giving you just the information you needed and no more as you needed it. There are some nice wee twists in here to keep you on your toes, and parts that come out of nowhere and surprise you. Then there are also parts where you really just get to know the character and his world through small, intimate, touching moments, and then there are the moments you just have to feast your eyes upon what's on the screen because it looks so damn beautiful. This is where I want to take a moment to appreciate the cinematography. It really stood out in places where it created a somewhat claustrophobic atmosphere, almost like society in the city of Gotham around Arthur was closing in on him and not letting him breathe, pushing him to erupt. But then the way the film is shot, it knows when to open up and give us more. I felt how the film was shot showed us Gotham from Joker's eyes. We have always seen Gotham from Batman's eyes, from the rooftops, the night skyline, the bridges, all that. But here we are down in the thick of it with the people of the city, and we see it how Joker does, and that really helps you come on this journey with him and understand it. Not condone it, but understand it. And while we're on the look of Gotham from another perspective, I want to talk about how Gotham actually looks. It looks dirty, it looks lived in, it looks like a city that is indeed crumbling. Now when I say crumbling, I don't just mean the buildings, but its class structure and those holding it together. To me, the city feels more alive here than ever before, and all this is down to awesome set design, from the garbage everywhere, to the spray painted walls, and to the architecture itself and its interiors. This felt like Gotham, and it was a Gotham fit for the Joker. Along with set design, we have to touch on costume as well. I love the look of this Joker and the makeup. In certain shots he looks suave and all there, while in other shots he looks totally maniacal and like he has no idea where he's going next. Arthur and the Joker always stick out from the crowd, even though the crowd never really notice, or when they do notice, ridicule him or ignore him. But to you, the audience, you can always see them, always pick them out. The colours and the colour palette hit off each other, and it's a sight to behold. Joker almost blooms like a deranged flower in a dead city. That's the best way I can put it. But while we're talking about all the mise-en-scene and stuff right now, I will mention lighting as well, as I felt lighting came into play really well in the third act, especially in the film's final moments. There are some shots that are just lit perfectly. I love the practical lighting of neon shop signs and the down lighting in some areas too. When coupled with the dark streets and smoke, some shots had an almost like film noir feel to them, and I really liked that. Now let's talk score. The score was composed by Hildur Gunnadóttir. Apologies if I pronounced that surname wrong, but my god, what a score. The Icelandic composer is also known for scoring the fantastic series Chernobyl, and once again puts out some amazing work here with Joker. She really captures the right feelings at the right moments. There is one scene where we just have Arthur moving in a bathroom to the score, and it is fantastic. It slowly changes with him and guides us in this new persona with him. I really liked the strings and how menacing and powerful they could get throughout the score. Along with this, the booming woodwind instruments also made for really hitting home those big moments. But I really do think that it was the delicate, intimate moments where it was just music and Arthur that really got me the most. Moving on now, let's talk about practical effects, and to put it plainly, they are awesome. Every blood splatter, every hit someone takes just looks so damn realistic. The violence, when it comes, hits hard and it is full on. What I really liked though was that it wasn't over the top. It still kept it grounded, and that made the violence even more disturbing. The film knew when to restrain itself and to let things boil over naturally and not blow its load all at once and take us out of the experience. And I really have to commend the film for that, because that is a hard thing to do, but here it was done to perfection. When that violence does come, you'll know about it. The editing of the film also wasn't choppy at all. It didn't feel out of place anywhere, and would just let scenes play out before cutting too soon, and it really helped sometimes in the quieter moments to really let small character actions and dialogue seep in. Now there was one pretty small nitpick I had with the film, and maybe one other, but nothing so big to actually make me think about it that much during the film. Maybe I'll touch on them in the spoiler discussion video. But the minute the lights went off, I was glued to Arthur's journey to the Joker, and when the lights came back on, I just wanted to see more of him in that world. All in all, The Joker is a gritty, dark character study of one of the best villains of all time that boasts an outstanding lead performance, great cinematography, set and costume design with an enchanting, haunting score. With all that said and done, I'm going to give The Joker a 4.5 out of 5 rating. I really do think that this is my favourite film of 2019 so far, and what a lovely breath of fresh air it was to leave the theatre with a smile on my face. Anyway, that's my review of Joker. Let me know all of your thoughts and feelings on it in the comment section down below. I'll catch you down there for a chat. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to join the club. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.